Hey guys, it's been 4 months since my last commentary and 9 months since my last gun review, but I thought it would be a bit of fun to do something a little bit different to my norm of gameplay and music and do a good old gun review. I'm not really intending to make this a regular thing, but if it works out that way, I could do these more often, I guess. As you can see from the title today, we're taking a look at the Groza-1 carbine in Battlefield 4. This thing is a complete monster in close range. Further out, it's pretty unruly and hard to use, but for playing maps like Operation Locker or modes like Team Deathmatch and Domination, this is a pretty sweet gun. This weapon came out with the weapons crate pack as part of the 2015 spring patch in May. However, I never really used it when it came out, and I think this is because it was during the time of my transition to Counter-Strike, where I kind of stopped playing Battlefield for a while, and maybe I didn't really get around to trying it out. And just to clarify quickly, the Groza-1 is a carbine, but there's also a Groza-4 PDW variant, and I'm talking about the carbine variant, just don't get it confused. Anyway, I'd never heard of people give the Groza-1 a particularly positive review. Indeed, Level Cap, he reviewed it as the new worst gun, ? More recently, I've been trying to use different weapons, saving the H23 and AK for when I feel like tryharding, and so I've had a bit of fun with the F2000, the Bulldog, the L85A2, and more. I don't really know the circumstances surrounding it, but I decided to give this gun a whirl, and though the iron sights are pretty much horrendous, after you get your first 10 kills and unlock the Cobra sight, this weapon is pretty much amazing at close range. Since I play a lot of Operation Locker, this is straight down my alley. Let's take a look at the stats. The standout feature of this weapon is its insanely fast time to kill, or TDK. While most weapons have a starting damage of 24.5 to make them a 5-shot kill at close range, the Groza-1 has a starting damage of 30, making it a 4-shot kill. Other weapons with this attribute include the Scar Rage, Ace-52 CQB, and Ace-Val. The Ace-Val has the fastest TDK out of all automatic weapons, but it's a PDW, an engineer-specific weapon. The Groza-1 is an all-kit weapon, so I usually run this as a medic, my most used class. The Groza-1 has a rate of fire of 725 rounds per minute. This would be a little on the slow side for most weapons, but it's actually quite high considering the caliber of round it's firing, as most heavy hitters fire slower, between 600 and 650 RPM. It has a TDK comparable with the AK-971 and FAMAS, sitting comfortably between the two in close range. The Groza-1's most effective range is within 25 meters, as past that point, the range, the damage drops below 25 and it stops being a 4-shot kill, and it eventually drops to 16.7 with the drop off starting at 8 meters and ending at 52.5 meters. Another reason the Groza-1 is less effective for that is due to its inaccuracy and high recoil. As a bullpup carbine, it has a reduced ADS non-moving accuracy of 0.35 as a trade-off of its increased ADS moving accuracy and hipfire accuracy. It has an ADS moving spread of 0.635 and hipfire spread of 1.5 and 2.25 when non-moving and moving respectively. The recoil is also pretty insane. It has a vertical recoil value of 0.57 and a side-to-side of 0.4 both left and right. This is toned down a little bit by the slower rate of fire compared to other high recoil weapons such as the AK and FAMAS. So taking into account the RPM, the recoil of the Groza-1 is only marginally stronger than these weapons in terms of vertical recoil. The side-to-side recoil when firing is actually weaker on the Groza-1 than on the AK and FAMAS, and also balanced, so you only need to pull straight down when compensating for recoil. There's a first shot multiplier of 2.1, which is decent compared to say the 2.5 or the 2.55 of the FAMAS and the AK respectively. Now let's take a look at the magazine properties of the Groza. It has the magazine size of 30+1 in the chamber. Now this might seem standard, but it's actually a benefit because the Groza does more damage per bullet, and therefore there's greater damage output and the number of enemies killed with each magazine. This is why heavy hitters generally have reduced magazine sizes, such as the Scar H with 21 and the Ace-52 CQB with 26. Having 31 rounds in a magazine, in addition to the heavy hitting round, means that each magazine packs a hell of a punch. In the crazy chaos of Operation Locker, being able to take down an extra 1 or 2 enemies before having to reload makes a difference. When it does come time to reload, it's 2.5 seconds for the fast reload and 3.35 seconds for when the magazine is empty. This longer reload is attributed to its bullpup status, where longer reload times are a drawback. When compared to the AK and the FAMAS in terms of reload times, its fast reload is between the AK and the FAMAS, but its long reload time is actually the quickest. Lastly, the weapon has a muzzle velocity of 400 meters a second, which is definitely on the slower side. This is a downside at longer ranges, but in close quarters and medium range this shouldn't be too great a worry. There's no suppress option for this weapon, so you don't need to worry about the suppressed muzzle velocity. In fact, the Groza-1 has an integrated compensator and vertical grip, which cannot be removed. My preferred setup with this weapon would be to equip a Coyote or Cobra sight and a laser sight, in addition to the fixed compensator and vertical grip. This gun is like a beefed up Ace-52 CQB, except with more bullets and a bullpup design. To sum up, this weapon is a close quarters beast with one of the fastest TDKs in the game, solid strafing and hipfire accuracy, and massive damage output possible per magazine. Its downsides would be its effectiveness at range due to worse ADS, non-moving accuracy, high recoil, relatively long reloads, and a low muzzle velocity. So stick within 25 meters where possible, but as you start edging into medium range, utilize tap firing to reduce spread and to stop the recoil from escalating. At longer ranges, I may even suggest disengaging firefights because this weapon's effectiveness becomes really difficult to maintain. Besides that, I highly recommend this weapon, especially if you're a locker nut like me. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.